Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
The number 42 will be worn on the back of every Major League Baseball player in this evening's games. It's an important number, especially today. 64 years ago, that number was on the back of Jackie Robinson when he broke baseball's color line. Tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Texas Rangers in the first of three from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. Along with Ken Singleton, I'm Michael Kay. Big win for the Yankees last night. It took 10 innings. They were down 5-0, but the Yankees did beat the Baltimore Orioles by a 6-5 score. Now the Texas Rangers, as we mentioned, in town. Let's take a look at that pitching matchup. Matt Harrison off to a great start for the Rangers, 2-0 for the lefty, 1.29. Ivan Nova for the Yankees, 1-0, a bloated 6.10 ERA. But the Yankees did make a move today, and it's a big one. They put Phil Hughes on the DL with a dead arm. Lance Pendleton was called up from AAA, and Bartolo Colon was moved to the starting rotation. 3 bad starts for Phil Hughes, Kenny. Is this the right move?
I think so, Michael. I think it goes back to last year when you think about it. Phil Hughes got off to a great start. First half of the year, he went 10-1, struggled in the second half, struggled in the postseason, and that dead arm period might have started then. So this year he comes out, can't regain that velocity when he was throwing 94, 95 first half of last year, and now he's going to have to go through some exercises, long tossing, trying to build up that arm strength once again. And the Yankees thought it was better to have him on the DL than go out there every 5 days and get knocked out early and then burn out the bullpen. So a proactive move for the Yankees. Well, coming up, we're going to talk all about Jackie Robinson, such an important figure in baseball history and American history. What does it mean to the players and to Kenny? That's coming up next on segment 2. A couple of moments away from the Yankees against the Texas Rangers at the stadium. That's Kenny Singleton. I'm Michael Kay. 64 years ago today, something dramatic happened in baseball. It should have happened a long time before that, but it took till 1947. Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in this great game. And obviously a lot of the players today know exactly what Jackie Robinson did and how he sacrificed in order to pave the way for them. Kim Jones got a chance to talk to a lot of people today. Here's some of what they said about Jackie's influence.
He opened up the opportunity for everybody to play, and now you have players from Asian countries, Latin America, all over the United States, all different demographics and diversities playing this great game of baseball, not just African Americans.
His legacy is more than just playing baseball. I mean, him breaking the color barrier, obviously I wouldn't be here playing today if it wasn't for him. You know, I've had the opportunity to get to know his family, like you said, and to hear some of the stories, some of the things that he went through. Takes a tremendous person to be able to deal with all that.
Well, 100% proud, because you know what, we gotta say thanks to him and his family. You know, he opened the doors for us, Latin and African American, So that's why we're here today, and we want you to be proud of him.
The legacy that he left, I mean, the person that he was, and is still, you know, in our mind and the lives of many people they share with him, you know, especially his wife, you know, I mean, tremendous. And for me, it's an honor and a blessing.
It's definitely an honor, you know, to be able to you know, honor him tonight and have the whole big leagues recognize what he did, not only for the game but for the country, you know, and it's just a great day.
So these players obviously get it. And Kenny, you actually saw Jackie Robinson play.
Well, there's a lot of people out there who don't know that, though. They do know at one time there were 3 teams in New York, including the Dodgers. Jackie Robinson broke in with them in 1947. That was the year I was actually born. But after that, he played with the Dodgers, and I got to see him play on TV. And I don't know if my dad would have had the games on at all if Jackie Robinson hadn't been in the big leagues. And he was joined by Don Newcombe, Roy Campanella, and many other African-American players throughout the major leagues from that day forward.
A pretty special day, so that's why all of baseball celebrates Jackie Robinson today. And when we return, we're going to give you the lineups. And the one thing about the lineups that everybody in the lineup is wearing number 42. We'll have some baseball coming up as well next on Yes. This is brought to you in part by Volvo. Pay nothing to repair or maintain your new Volvo for the first 5 years. Volvo for life. By Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with quick deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. And by the new definition of world class, the 2011 Buick LaCrosse. Well, the last time the Rangers and the Yankees met, it was in October during the American League Championship Series. And today, or tonight, has a little bit of an autumnal feel here on this Friday evening in New York. Kind of brisk, kind of chilly. Nice, though. And it does feel almost like postseason. So a rematch of the ALCS that got the Rangers into the World Series with a 6-game win over the Yankees. Here's the Rangers starting lineup. Ron Washington put it together. Ian Kinsler's at second. He'll lead off. Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, will bat second. Michael Young DHs and hits third. Batting cleanup, the third baseman, Adrian Beltre. Nelson Cruz in right field is going to bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing left field, David Murphy. Yorvi Torrealba is going to catch. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing first base, Mitch Moreland. And Julio Bourbon in center field will bat ninth.
The man, the young man in the middle of the diamond for the New York Yankees is 24-year-old Ivan Novi. He gets the start tonight. He's had 2 starts this season. 1-0 record, 6.10 ERA. He's given up 13 hits in 10 of the third innings, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .302. Let's take a look at the Jeep pitcher scouting report. He is a stranger to the Rangers. This is his first ever appearance against the Texas Rangers. He had the best earned run average of any Yankee starter in spring training, 1.80. And one thing he has improved on over last year, he's got a better curveball. We'll see how it works tonight against these heavy-hitting Rangers.
Rangers a little less heavy hitting because of Josh Hamilton's absence. Broke his arm on a slide home against the Tigers early in the week. We'll talk about that for sure. But right now, baseball. Let's do it here in the Bronx as Nova deals. It's low and inside, and we are underway. Rangers off to a good start at 9-3. Yankees off to a good start at 7-4. Hot shot, foul.
Yeah, both teams leading their respective divisions. The Rangers out west, of course, the Yankees in the American League East. One thing to watch from Nova tonight, he's got a pretty good sinking fastball. If he gets a lot of ground balls early in the game, that means he's on his game.
The 1-1. Count 2-1.
Kinsler's like a lot of the Rangers. They got off to a great start. Their opening series was against the Boston Red Sox, and they just pummeled the Red Sox pitching. But lately, a lot of these guys have cooled off somewhat. Kinsler is just 4 for his last 18.
And Nova walks him. Not a good way to start a game and an inning. Let's take a look at the Yankees defense. That will be behind Nova. You've got Andrew Jones in left, Curtis Granderson in center, Nick Swisher, the hero of last night's game. He's over in right. In the infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. Jeter sporting 5 Gold Gloves. And Russell Martin behind the plate. The Yankee defense brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Here's Elvis Andrus. And a strike.
Yeah, one thing you'll notice right away, A-Rod does about even with the bag. He was kind of on the grass prior to the first pitch. Andrus is an excellent bunter. He had 18 bunt base hits last year. It's quite a high total for a right-handed hitter.
Now, Nova certainly doesn't have a large body of work when it comes to his career, but that's only the second walk that Nova has allowed leading off an inning in his career. So quickly working out of the stretch. And he checks back Kinsler.
It looked like Kinsler was leaning. The Rangers are very aggressive on the bases. They'll go first to third on most base hits. When you look up and down their lineup, several players have multiple stolen bases. Kinsler just 1 so far this year.
Shows bunt, takes a pitch high. Well, let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 49 degrees, humidity 50%. The wind is 12 miles per hour. And the forecast is partly cloudy.
Which means partly sunny, too.
Yes.
Isn't it? Yeah. It's going to be partly a whole lot of dark in a few hours.
That's the extended forecast. Runner goes, swung on a missed throw to second. Got him. Good throw by Russell Martin.
Well, it looked like a hit and run was on. Andrus misses the pitches, kind of hangs out Kinsler to dry. You can see he's looking to see what happens at home plate. But you see what happens at second. Derek Jeter has the ball waiting for him, and Kinsler is thrown out attempting to steal.
Time for the GE Capital Partner Play. Great partnerships are built on trust. At GE Capital, we prove that every day.
Yeah, Kinsler. Let's get back to it as Kinsler's going to take off. Swing through the pitch, and there's the accurate throw by Russell Martin right on the bag. Waiting on Kinsler.
The 2-2. Grounded softly to Cano. 2 outs.
Well, we mentioned the Rangers are aggressive on the bases, and they kind of shot themselves in the foot the first time in this series.
Sometimes you wonder, though, a team with this firepower, why they are as aggressive as they are. And I talked to Ron Washington today. That's what we do. He said we push the envelope. But when you have guys that can hit 3-run home runs, it's not as if you have to scratch runs and take chances on the bases. Kenny, every time you get thrown out on the bases, it's a 2-run homer instead of a 3-run homer.
Well, in this case, it's been a
solo
shot. Yeah.
The 0-1. I mean, Josh Hamilton got hurt trying to tag up on a foul ball to the third base side, right in front of the dugout. And again, that's their aggressive nature, but that's the first inning, and they're a team that could score a boatload of runs.
Yeah.
But that got them to the World Series last year, so they're not going to back off on it. There's a strike.
So you can see Michael Young, maybe not a home run as of yet, but off to a good start with the batting average, hitting .333, and he has been hot. Got a 5-game hitting streak going.
Right before spring training, he asked to be traded because they signed Adrian Beltre to a big-time contract, and Michael Young has really played every position in the infield but first. And they said that he would switch between first and DH, and he said, you know what, I want to be traded. They didn't just want to give him away. He's also not easily tradable. He makes a lot of money. And now with Josh Hamilton hurt, he's a valuable guy.
As far as his big league career, the only team he's been with has been the Texas Rangers.
Right. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
He is sort of like Mr. Ranger. He's been with the team longer than anybody else.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. So Nova comes out of the gate a little shaky, but the caught stealing helped him out. It seemed like he regained his composure. Rangers nothing. The New York Yankees coming to bat. By Lexus. This is what Joe Girardi has put together for your enjoyment. Derek Jeter, the captain, the shortstop, will lead off. Batting second, playing right field, Nick Swisher. Mark Teixeira, the first baseman, will hit third. Cleaning up third baseman Alex Rodriguez, red hot. Robinson Cano, the second baseman, bats fifth. Batting sixth, playing left field against the left-hander Andrew Jones. Jorge Posada will DH, home run in yesterday's game, 5 for the year. Russell Martin is going to catch, so bat eighth. Batting ninth and playing center field, Curtis Granderson.
The young left-hander on the mound is doing some very good pitching for these Texas Rangers. 25-year-old Matt Harrison. Look at these numbers. 2-0 this year, 1.29 ERA, only 7 hits in 14 innings, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting just a .143 against him. He's 1-1 in his career against the New York Yankees. Let's take a look at the Jeep Pitcher Scouting Report on Matt Harrison. This is his first start ever at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Retired 18 consecutive batters in his last start against Baltimore after giving up a home run to Adam Jones. He retired the last 18 he saw. And he peaks against the East. In his young career, he is 7-1 against Eastern Division teams. His only loss, as I mentioned, to the New York Yankees.
So Derek Jeter wearing number 42 to honor Jackie Robinson, who broke the color barrier in 1947 on this date. And Derek takes the pitch outside. Derek's third game leading off thus far this season, so the Yankees have faced 3 lefty starters, and he's 3 for 7 in his previous 2 starts leading off. 4 for his last 19. And Harrison deals low. The 3 starters that the Rangers are going to trot out in this series, they're a combined 6-0. And when you squeeze their ERAs together, it comes out to an under 2 ERA for all 3 starters.
Yeah, they've been unbelievable. The Rangers, everybody knows they can hit. They led the major leagues in hitting last year, but this year they're doing it with a combination of hitting and pitching. And maybe the pitching's leading the hitting.
And they were worried about the pitching when Cliff Lee decided not to take their offer, and he left the Rangers to sign with the Philadelphia Phillies. Look at the numbers. First in ERA, second in opponent's batting average against, and first in WHIP. That's in all of baseball. WHIP is walks and hits per innings pitched. And if it's under 1 or around 1, it's an outstanding WHIP.
Yeah, everybody thought Cliff Lee was either going to the Rangers or signing with the Yankees. And of course, we all know he chose the Phillies.
Right back over the mound. Grabbed there by Kinsler, and he can't handle it. Knocks the glove off as Derek Jeter picks up a hit.
It looked like Kinsler was trying to flip the ball to Andrus, and not only lost the ball, but lost the glove as well. Still, it's going to be an infield hit for Derek Jeter. Now watch this. I think he's trying to flip it. Yeah. Loses glove, ball. Shoes stay on, though, as Jeter gets a base hit. Good try. As we look at it in yes mode, which is always the defining feature.
That was yes mode turning into uh-oh.
Michael Young gets a laugh out of it.
Well, he's played second. He's played short. He's done it all.
Derek Jeter gets a hit out of it. Now only 63 hits for 3,000.
Here's Nick Swisher. Nick got the sac fly last night against Michael Gonzalez of the Orioles. That scored Mark Teixeira and completed the comeback for the Yankees as they won 6, 5, and 10 innings. And Nick got the first pie of the year. Line drive and a base hit. Jeter stops at second as Bourbon comes up throwing. Yankees have runners on first and second, nobody out. Let's take a look at the Rangers defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Murphy, Bourbon, and Cruz, that's left to right in the outfield. You got the slick fielding Adrian Beltre with 2 gold gloves. He's at third. Andrus is a great shortstop. Kinsler at second. Rich Moreland at first. And Yorvi Urialba is the catcher with Matt Harrison on the mound.
You know, Nick Swisher batting in the second spot tonight. I think that is a good place to get anybody going in front of Mark Teixeira and Alex Rodriguez. You'll get more fastballs. And Swisher's been hitting the ball better from the right-hand side of the plate as a switch hitter so far in the early going. Michael, you were talking about the 3 young pitchers in this series, Harrison, Holland, and Ogando. And they were toying with making Neftali Feliz their Rookie of the Year closer last year, a starting pitcher during spring training.
The #1 starting pitcher.
Yeah, he was going to be a starter, but these 3 pitchers that are pitching in this series threw so well in spring training, they decided to leave him in the bullpen where he was so effective last year as the closer, which actually earned Rookie of the Year honors.
Teixeira fouls it back. C.J. Wilson is 1-0. Harrison, Holland, and Ogando 6-0 combined. Ogando has not allowed an earned run, and Colby Lewis 1-1 with a 5.25. And Colby Lewis has got won 2 games against the Yankees in the ALCS. There's a strike. Count 2-2.
You know, Ron Washington runs the team on the field, but Nolan Ryan kind of runs things off the field, and maybe this is his pitching influence starting to bear fruit with this Texas Ranger ball club. It was Nolan who wanted his pitchers to be in better condition and able to go further into games and take a load off the bullpen.
That clipped the bat, held onto by Torrealba, a strikeout of Teixeira.
Here's a look and trying to check a swing, which he actually did. I don't think he went around far enough, but it fouled the bat, hit the bat. Just got a piece of it, and Torrealba held on to it for the strikeout.
So here's Alex. Alex hitting .412, which is the highest batting average he's ever had at this point in the season. He is 8 for his last 13. Had another big game Yesterday's game, he was 3 for 3 with a walk and a sac fly and a run scored. He is raking.
Yeah, his double in the 10th inning kind of set up the winning run after the leadoff walk to Teixeira. And one thing about him this year, Michael, that inside pitch doesn't seem to bother him as much. And he's been raking it into the left field corner. And if you throw the ball away from him, you saw him during the Orioles series hit a ball in the seats in right field. You hit 400 by even being able to hit the ball from line to line with authority.
He's missed one game. That was Sunday night against Beckett. He was fine when he got to the ballpark. Then he suddenly fell ill. A flu bug hit him. And it was fortuitous because the next day was a day off. And then Tuesday got rained out. So he had 3 days to rest and regain his strength. Came back strong. Hit that home run to right that Kenny's talking about. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. The 2-1. 3-1.
See Harrison working the changeup and not afraid to throw it when he's behind in the count. Although now he's even further behind. Let's see what he does here. The way Alex has been swinging the bat, you make just a hair of a mistake, get too much of the plate, usually going to hit the ball hard.
Grounded to third. They get one. On to first and around the horn. 5-4-3 double play. You got Alex Rodriguez on the changeup to bang into the inning-ending double play. Yankees get 2 hits. They strand 1. In his historic 60 home run season. That was the year of Murderers Row. Demand greatness in every sip and every season. Johnny Walker, proud sponsor of the New York Yankees. Number 3. Now in those days when they handed out numbers, they handed them out in the order in which you hit. So Babe Ruth was number 3 and Lou Gehrig batted cleanup. He was number 4. Now, Joe DiMaggio was not number 5. That's not what they gave him 5. But when they first started handing out numbers, it was in the order in which you hit. Here's Adrian Beltre. Pitch outside. High pop-up. And it's out of play. Now, Adrian Beltre not off to a good start, hitting .208, but that's not anything that he fears. He has the fewest home runs and the fewest RBIs in the month of April. He has 30 home runs in his career this month and 142 ribbies. And he said, I know it's just 1 month and there are 5 others to go. He says, I never get too panicky about how I do in April. Check swing.
I love it. He's the one who appeals. Was it a strike? Yeah. We've seen him do this before. He'll appeal before the catcher does. You win some, you lose some.
Now there is a reason why some players do that, and Paul O'Neill explains it. He doesn't think that an umpire could get a view of the baseball coming in and also see if you swung. He said, so on a check swing, the home plate umpire should never make the call. So Beltre doesn't want him to make the call. He wants him to check right away.
So he doesn't care whether it's a strike or not.
Right.
Okay.
Pitches outside.
I still love it, though.
Let's meet the umpires right there. And on the left is a little fancier. Gary Cederstrom, Lance Barksdale, Fielden Culbreth, and Adrian Johnson.
I wonder if the scouting reports underneath. No, I don't see any.
Line to left field. Going back is Andrew Jones. It's over his head, and it will go to the wall. And Beltre is at second with a double.
Yeah, one thing, Beltre's starting to heat up. You saw his average at 208, but he's got a 6-game hitting streak now. So you can imagine where he has come from to get over 200. He's always been a good high fastball hitter, and this one's about belt high, maybe a little higher. And he had one earlier in this at bat and fouled it off, but he didn't miss this one as he runs it over the head of Andrew Jones off the wall in left field for a 2-base hit to lead off the inning.
Also, if you watched Adrian Beltre on that one, he just broke it down between first and second, started jogging. It was a pretty strong throw by Andrew Jones. Pitch is low to Nelson Cruz. You know, we talk about the Yankee lineup being unforgiving. Ranger lineup is pretty tough as well, and you know, Yankees catch a break, no pun intended, this weekend, not having to deal with Josh Hamilton. But it's a very long lineup, very circular. I mean, you look at the guys batting ninth today. Julio Bourbon, he can hit.
And he can run. I've always felt that Cruz has been kind of a late bloomer, but certainly one of the more underrated players in the league. Now, last year, he only played in 108 games. He had hamstring pulls in both legs during the course of the year that forced him to the DL. And he still drove in 78 runs in 108 games and had 22 home runs. So he would have had a really big year if he were healthy, as if the Rangers needed more offense.
Line to right field, it's a base hit. Adrian Beltre held up, and they're going to hold him at third base as Swisher throws to home plate. So first and third, nobody out. This is what Cruz has done in his last 2 Aprils. Last year, 323, 7 and 17. Before that, base hit 300, 5 and 12 this year.
Just jump right out there.
Just keep the hamstrings healthy. That's going to bring up David Murphy as Cruz leads off first. Rangers just lost 2 in a row to the Tigers. Tigers came back in both games late. That could be a double play. It'll score a run. There's one. On to first. It's a double play. They just got Murphy as Jeter took his time with the relay to first base. But a run does score, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
Well, in the absence of Josh Hamilton, David Murphy's going to get more playing time. He's sort of the fourth outfielder. There's the relay to first just ahead of the hard-charging Murphy, going hard down the line, trying to pick himself up a run batted in. There's Jeter's relay.
Oh.
He's out. Got him by a half step.
If he had longer spikes, he might not have gotten him. Here's Torey Alba. Breaking ball outside.
Rangers signing Torrealba as a free agent. And last year out on the West Coast with San Diego Padres.
Their other catcher is Mike Napoli. Josh Hamilton, arm in a sling. He's expected to miss 8 weeks. Broke his arm on that head-first slide into home plate. Rio missed outside, so Torrealba walks. Here's the play that so many people in baseball talking about. It was in the first inning. Remember, it's the first inning. Beltre pops it up, third base side. Now, they notice that Victor Martinez is there and nobody's covering home. Then it's a race to home. Head first slide by Hamilton. He's out. And the force of the slide ended up breaking his arm.
He's probably slid head first into bases many times before, but this time it didn't pay off. And the only reason why that play was able to be made and even attempt to come home is because Brad Penny didn't cover home.
Right.
The pitcher should have been covering home.
Now, after the game, he said it was a stupid play. The next day, he was downgraded to dumb. But he also kind of ripped his third base coach. And Dave Anderson, he said he shouldn't have sent me. I said, dude, I don't want to go. But yesterday, behind closed doors, he apologized to Anderson, said I shouldn't have done that. I let my emotions take over. I was just disappointed on getting hurt.
I got a question for you, Michael. We talked about this briefly before the game. Which is the bigger injury? Which is going to affect a team more? Is it going to be the Rangers with Josh Hamilton or the Twins with Joe Mauer being out, going on the DL with a bad knee?
I think this lineup is so long, and last year they played well without Hamilton. I think that losing Mauer really hurts.
Yeah, I do too, because I think it has longer ramifications.
That's off of Teixeira, out to Cano, back to Teixeira, and that'll do it. The 3-4-3 for the final out. But the Rangers score 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. Rangers 1, Yankees nothing. We go to the bottom of the second. So good, we decided to make it the text poll. Which player's recent injury will have the greatest impact on his team? You can text your vote to 58772, and we'll remind you that standard text messaging rates apply, and your choices are number 1, Josh Hamilton, number 2, Joe Mauer. I think we both choose Joe Mauer. What was your explanation, Kenny?
Well, I think Joe Mauer's injury is a knee injury, which could last, as a catcher, could last much longer than a broken arm. You know, Hamilton's going to recover from the broken arm, but Mauer, you know, if you have to, he's got injections in his knee, those lubrication injections.
Well, this injury is actually maybe an offshoot from his. He's just sore all over. Leg weakness, shoulder weakness, elbow weakness. He has a viral infection.
It's not good.
And they, you know, this is the first year of that big money contract they signed him to.
Well, I mean, they're both MVP players. But I do think with Mauer, it's going to affect the Twins more, because the Rangers, you're right, they have a lot of firepower, and they actually played without Hamilton for a month last year before the postseason started.
There's a ground ball to second, and Cano is out.
Having said that, in regard to Hamilton, I don't think there's anybody in the league that hits the ball as hard as he does.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I still remember the
home run derby.
The home run derby.
Yeah.
Wow. I was on the field. I was lucky enough to be on the field that day. And, I mean, he had the entire world of baseball in all.
There were scouts that said when he came out of high school that he was the best prospect they had ever seen.
Count 1-1 on Andrew Jones. This is Andrew Jones' first appearance in 6 games. He had not appeared at all in his last 5. And you know, that's an adjustment for a guy who used to be a star. And it's a line drive right at Kinsler.
Well, let's check out the Volvo team scout report of the Texas Rangers. They roll into the Bronx for the first of 2 trips this year. And there is Ron Washington, who took the team to the World Series a year ago. They are second to the Yankees in home runs. They've got a power pack lineup. But this year, the pitching has been good, as we said, 2.55 team ERA that leads the major leagues. And they've also allowed the fewest hits and homers in the American League. Some great pitching thus far early in the season for the Texas Rangers.
Count 2-0 on Posada. Dramatic home run leading off the bottom of the 9th inning yesterday for Posada. First pitch from Kevin Gregg. 407 feet to the Yankee bullpen. Tied the game at 5. And big time home run. He's now tied for the lead with 5 home runs and 7 hits, 5 home runs.
There it is. Kevin Gregg's first pitch. Tie ball game. 5th home run of the year. Tied him with Nelson Cruz of the Rangers in home runs. What'd you say, Michael? Dramatic.
Very. 3 of the top home run leaders are Yankees. The other ones are Rangers. So, Yankees, by the way, have 21 home runs through 11 games, and that is the most that any Yankee team has hit over 11 games. The 1932 team actually hit the same amount. They hit 21 over 11 games, so that's tied for the Yankee record.
Is that the first 11 or over any 11?
First 11.
First 11, okay.
And in 2003, they had 20.
That's a whole bunch of home run hitting.
Rangers lead 1-0 over the Yanks, so Posada walks. Here's Russell Martin. Strike.
Martin's been productive at the bottom of the lineup for the Yankees with 3 home runs and 9 runs batted in. When you think about it, Michael, the Dodgers let him walk. And the Yankees might be the beneficiaries the way he's gotten off to a decent start here. Good signing.
No, I asked Don Mattingly, who was his coach last year, now the Dodger manager, how would he fit in New York and the pressures inherent upon playing on the Yankees, and he said perfect. He said if this guy's healthy, he's a gamer. He said he's not going to be distracted from everything that goes on in New York and all the scrutiny. He said he's just perfect for that situation.
He came from Hollywood.
That one is looped into right center field. Cruz cuts over, makes the play, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. We've played 2 at the stadium. 1-0 Texas.
at a time where, where they really needed it, and they just needed somebody to look up to, and he was able to kind of be a leader in that perspective. And my dad just looked up to him, and I think kind of helped him realize some things, when he was a kid, and he kind of just passed those on to me.
Russell Martin's talking about Jackie Robinson, the man being honored around baseball today. And I got a chance to hear a lot of the Yankees talk about this stuff to Kim Jones, and all of them heartfelt and really well thought out comments, Kim. And it shows that this wasn't just lip service. These guys really had thought about what they were saying.
You're right about that, Michael. You heard Russell Martin reference his father. Well, so did Robinson Cano, whose father, Jose, named Robinson after Jackie. Robinson Cano saying, I'm 100% proud to share his name. Players like Andrew Jones and Derek Jeter, who've had great careers themselves, both saying, I might not be here were it not for Jackie Robinson.
Fly ball by Bourbon, put away by Granderson.
And then you have guys, Curtis Granderson and CeCe Sabathia, who so embrace Robinson's ideal of being not just a great player on the field, but contributing off it. And finally, Mariano Rivera telling me, I am so pleased today to share my number 42. He's the only one who wears it, as we know. With everyone around baseball, we should all wear it because he meant so much to all of us. I'm honored to wear it every day, Mariano said.
So a nice tradition that baseball started, and Mrs. Robinson was here, and daughter Sharon as well. And I think the Yankees handled it beautifully before the game. I think Major League Baseball handles it beautifully as well, Kenny. It's something that should be remembered. It's an important day, and as I said at the start of the game, not just an important baseball thing, but it's an important in the history of this country as well.
Most certainly, Michael, because when you think back with Branch Rickey, he wanted a player, a special person, not only a baseball player, but a special person to be the first African-American player to play Major League Baseball. And fortunately that Mr. Rickey and Jackie Robinson was able to live up to everything that Mr. Rickey was looking for and get the job done. So it enhanced the ability for other African-American players and players from around the world now to play Major League Baseball. This is a worldwide game.
Well, it made the dream of a Major League career possible for many kids throughout this country and around the world as well. So that's why Jackie Robinson is honored on April 15th, and he broke into the Major Leagues this date in 1947. Now, Kim, another big piece of news before the game, I'd say right around 3:30, 4 o'clock, the Yankees announced that Phil Hughes was going on the DL. Now, following his comments yesterday when he said he just didn't feel right, but he didn't say he had any pain, I guess it shouldn't come as a shock.
No, I'd say not a shock, Michael. Phil Hughes still says he's not injured. Joe Girardi says there are no tests scheduled. He is on the DL with arm fatigue. But Phil Hughes, who has been perplexed by his first 3 starts, which have been short starts, and they've yielded a lot of runs, did today say, my arm feels dead. Something had to change, and that is why the decision was made not to send Phil Hughes to AAA, where he could get some starts in and build his arm strength. He is going to stay here with the Yankees. He is on the DL, as I mentioned, but he will strengthen his arm. He will long toss, and they will make sure his arm is strengthened. When they deem that, he will throw a bullpen. So they will take baby steps with Phil Hughes as he builds his arm strength. Phil Hughes saying he is optimistic this will work, and this is the course of action he believes he needs to take. First and foremost, doing some strengthening exercises that if he were preparing for a next start, he simply couldn't do because he'd be preparing for that next start. Now he has some time on the shelf to try to get that arm strength back.
And also by putting him on the DL, Kim, it allows the Yankees some latitude that when he's ready after strengthening his arm, he could actually go down and make rehab starts, not be quote-unquote sent down to the minor leagues, and they could keep him down there a certain amount of time and still be on the DL and get the work in to strengthen out the arm.
Michael, you're absolutely correct. And while Phil Hughes is on the DL, no surprise here. It will be Bartolo Colon taking his spot in the rotation. You should be mindful of this, though, if you're counting ahead. The Yankees have scheduled days off on Monday and Thursday of next week. So today, Joe Girardi was not exactly prepared to say when Colon will fit into that rotation, but it will be the strike-throwing Colon who takes Hughes' spot.
Runner on first base, 1-1 count on Elvis Andrus, and the pitch is outside. Now, Kim, I'm curious. The young man they brought up, Lance Pendleton, I don't remember seeing him in spring training. What do we know about him?
Yeah, he's a Rule 5 guy, Michael, a right-handed pitcher who is available out of the pen, and he's a guy the Yankees thought would adjust well to that role. He's thrown a few innings at AAA this year with a relatively low ERA, but that's why they made the decision going to Pendleton. He'll be in that pen, and we'll have to see how much work he gets.
2-1 count outside on the Lincoln scoreboard. Rangers lead 1-0. Top of the third. One final thing, Kim, I just want to know. Talking to Hughes after they put him on the DL, was he disappointed or was he accepting?
I think he's accepting of this move. I think he is extremely disappointed in the start to his season. And it's worth noting, Michael, Joe Girardi was asked about Phil Hughes' preparation for this season. Joe's response, well, it was no different than his preparation for last season when he won 18 games.
They can get the force as the ball is dropped by Cano. Kinsler went in hard, so both Andrus and Kinsler are safe with one out. And now they're going to call him out at second base, and they say that the ball was dropped on the transfer, as Ron Washington will come out and talk to the second base umpire, Fieldon Culbreth. Kim, we thank you, and we'll talk to you later on the postgame.
You got it, Michael.
As you look at the replay, yeah, there was a transfer. He's trying to bring, I don't know, it's slow-mo. It's
slow-mo, you're right.
All right, if you see it in regular speed.
Let's take a look at it in regular speed. I still dropped it in regular speed.
Yeah, I think he dropped it. I don't think there was a transfer. And Ron Washington is out there talking it over. He's an infield coach by trade, now a manager. He was out working with his own infielders on the double play ball earlier today. I don't think he ever had it cleanly, but that's a bang-bang play. First of all, coming up with a good stop by A-Rod, trying to get it to Cano quickly because Kinsler was bearing down on the Yankees second baseman. I think the Yankees caught a break there.
They'll catch a little break. Let's see if they take advantage of it as we move along. Runners at first, and there are 2 outs now. And here is Michael Young. Just want to give you some quick stats as that ball was blocked by Teixeira. Beautiful play on a bad throw by Nova. We talked about Lance Pendleton. Last year between AA and AAA, he was 12-5, 3.61 in 27 starts and 2 relief appearances. So in essence, he's their long guy. And you can see he's just jacked up about being here.
Yeah, either that or he's worn out from coming from Scranton Wilkes-Barre. They might have been on the road, though. You never know.
I'm sure he's thrilled. Obviously, he is.
Obviously.
How could you not be?
Wow.
No matter how good AAA is, it's not as good as this.
Oh, that is so true. And there's no bigger jump in the minor leagues from A to AA or AA to AAA than the jump from AAA to the big leagues.
And the Yankee AAA team is really top of the line, high class. They do everything great at Scranton Wilkes-Barre, but that's why they call this the show. This is what you aspire to come to, and he's here now. Stay tuned during the 6th inning for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network. We checked, and Scranton was home yesterday against Buffalo. It's about a 2-hour drive from Scranton.
Yeah.
Andrus leads off first with 2 outs. Young smacks one to center field. Moving back is Granderson. It's over his head and up against the base of the wall. Rounding third and heading home is Andrus. No throw, he'll score. RBI double for Young, and it's 2-0 Texas.
That ball off the base of the wall and almost straight away center field. Now, Michael Young has played 13 games, including this game tonight at the new Yankee Stadium. He has a hit in every single one of them. And this was a prodigious shot off the wall in center that drives in a run with 2 outs. And this double, he sets a new Texas Ranger record. He passes Pudge Rodriguez on the all-time Texas list for doubles. That's number 353. No, he stopped at second for a reason.
So now that call at second looms a bit larger after that double over the head of Granderson. Count 0-1 on Beltre as Young leads off. line the other way, and it slices foul.
You know, Michael, as we watch these Texas Rangers over the 3-game series for the first time this year, I always felt that the team that lost the World Series was a dangerous team the next year, because they know what it's like to get this close and not come away with the big ring. And whether it's the next year or the year after, that they are really, really tough and focused. And the Rangers have gotten out of the gate pretty well. Their pitching's been great, maybe better than they even expected. And they can hit.
He actually, when I was talking to him today, Ron Washington said that was something that he had to sell to his team. He said, when you lose in the World Series, you just want to get back there and make up for it. And he said, I told him, you got to win the division, you got to get to the playoffs, and you got to get through 2 separate layers of the playoffs to get back to the World Series. So you can't just think and obsess about, I got to get back to the World Series, as Beltre goes down on strikes. The Rangers score a run on 1 hit, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 2-0 Texas. Acura Advance. By Avis, the official rental car of the New York Yankees. And by Mazda. Zoom, zoom. Beautiful, brisk evening here at Yankee Stadium. On the Lincoln scoreboard, it's 2-0 Texas, as the Yankees will send up 9-1-2 in their order. Granderson, Jeter, and Swisher against Matt Harrison. Granderson so far this year is 2 for 8, and both hits home runs against lefties this year. He had such a good spring training. Now, a tale of 2 players. Alex had a great spring training, carried into the season. Granderson had a great spring training and hasn't carried into the season. Although he had that big home run on opening day, he has slumped since, and he is under 200. That one is ripped into right center field, giving chase. Cruz, he can't make the play. It's off his glove, and Granderson is at second. Not the easiest play. Probably be scored a double.
Well, Cruz, the look on his face is, I should have had it. Put a glove on it, couldn't hold it. But this is almost right in the middle of the plate. Granderson, with his new stroke that he found last year, reached actually a little too far. Hit off the heel of his glove.
Well, they do not give him a double and scored an E9.
Yeah, I thought it was an E.
Jordan Spreckman, the official scorer.
This is the big leagues. Thought he should have made the play. He got to the point. Actually reached a little too far. Ball hit off the heel of the glove. I'll tell you, Cruz, although he made an error there, he's an underrated player. I thought that ball was going to be in the gap. He got to it somehow.
Here's Derek Jeter. Shows bunt. Takes low. Let's take a look at that misplay with the IOTV HD Super Shot.
We got all the bases covered here. Courtesy IOTV, the Super Shot off the heel of the glove. Yeah, when you look at it, should have been caught. It's like reaching for the touchdown pass. You're in the end zone. You're wide open and clear. Nobody 10 yards and around you, and you drop the ball.
The 1-0. Now, some might be wondering, with Jeter wearing number 42 today, Jeter always comes up to the introduction by Bob Shepard, number 2, Derek Jeter. But they actually have a recording of Bob saying number 42. So on this day, they use number 42, Derek Jeter. So it's still Bob Shepard and saying number 42.
Wow. Jeter had to hit his first time up, so he is pulled within 6 hits of Frank Robinson on the all-time list. The only player to be MVP in both leagues.
Punch the other way, foul.
And when you're passing guys like that on the all-time list, each and every one of them has a story about what they were able to do in their prolific career. So Frank Robinson, an MVP in both leagues.
You're up around the brand name categories.
Oh.
It's fun. You sit here, you watch Derek and Alex pass all-time names.
It's almost like history lessons, you know, because you have to talk about the players that they're passing on these lists. Alex on the RBI list, the home run list.
That one's drilled to right center. Bourbon covering a lot of ground makes the catch, and Granderson will go to third. He made that catch more toward right field than right center. He really went a long way. He said, listen, Nelson, you didn't catch that last one, so I'll handle it.
He said, let the sure hands have it. He makes the play. Granderson heads up, tags at second, and moves over to third with 1 out. I didn't see his lips move. I don't think he said that.
His action said it. If you check this out, right, this is center.
Yeah.
Right? And he made the catch.
In right center, deep right center.
All the way here. That is a long run.
Well, you got to remember, Cruz is probably in a little closer. He wasn't standing.
You're sticking up for the right fielder, aren't you? Hot shot up the middle, a base hit at the bat of Swisher. That'll get the Yankees on the board. Granderson scores. RBI single for Swisher. And the Rangers now lead 2-1.
I talked about being in that second spot in the order, and Nick Swisher is Joe Girardi's designated swingman. He's batted anywhere from 2nd to 7th last year. And he's been hitting the ball well right-handed, not so well left-handed. He's got to get his left-handed stroke going. But his second hit of the night and this one produces a run batted in.
Hey, you knew that sac fly meant something to him last night because he came into this game 2 for his last 21. Now he's 2 for 2. Teixeira looks like he's banged into a 4-6-3 double play. So the error really hurts the Texas Rangers. Yankees get a run, 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left on base. We played 3. Let's take a look at what we've got. There are 4 people in the Hall of Fame with the last name Robinson. Can you name them? You just named one of them.
I know 3 of them right off the bat.
We'll find out all 4 and the bottom of the 4th. Want to send out our condolences. Our Director of Broadcast Operations, Mike Webb, lost his dad today, Kenneth Webb. And everybody in the Yes family sends our prayers out to the Webb family. And we are so sorry for the loss of Kenneth Webb. Count 1-1 on Nelson Cruz. And I'd also like to send out my condolences to 2 friends of mine who passed away, their families, Martin Racanelli and Sam Lefkowitz. Our thoughts are with you. Count 1-2 on Cruz. (2-1) Rangers lead. Foul back. Last year, these 2 teams were 4-4 in the regular season. And then the Rangers beat the Yankees in 6 games in the ALCS. In the ALCS, everything came together for Texas. They hit .304, 9 home runs, and 38 runs batted in. They pitched to a 3.06 ERA. And they looked almost unstoppable, but they ran into a buzzsaw with the San Francisco Giants pitchers that just could not be beat. A stretch of games where the Giants took the world championship.
Classic case of great pitching, stopping, very good hitting.
Nelson Cruz swings and misses. This is how the ALCS broke down. Yankees didn't score many runs, and they didn't hit very much against the Ranger pitchers. They had 6 home runs, but they didn't pitch well, 6.58 to 3.06. And Josh Hamilton was the MVP. It seemed like he was walking every time he came up.
He hit 4 home runs, though. I think when you look back at it, Michael, the Yankees really had one good inning, and it was that inning, I think it was game 1, when they scored 5 runs late in the ball game in Texas to 8th inning it was, to erase the Texas lead.
And for the Rangers not to fold after that kind of disappointment, and the history of the Yankees always knocking them out of the playoffs showed you that they were a tough team.
As you said, the Giants, man, got a pitching staff not known as a great hitting team. They certainly had the likes of Matt Cain and Tim Lincecum, Jonathan Sanchez,
Madison Baumgartner.
Yeah.
Hamilton in the ALCS was 7 for 20 with 4 home runs and 7 runs batted in, and he was walked 8 times. And now he's out for 8 weeks. Popped up. Robinson Cano. Now, most Yankee fans know this, but if you don't, Cano was named after Jackie Robinson. His first name is Robinson because of Jackie Robinson. His dad, a former big league player, wanted to honor the memory of Jackie Robinson and named his son Robinson. And that's why Robinson Cano wears number 24, which is the flip-flop of 42. And the last player that will ever be allowed to wear number 42 is Mariano Rivera. He was grandfathered in after they decided that the number would be retired around baseball.
Mariano was chosen before the game to greet Rachel Robinson, Jackie's widow, who was here before the game along with daughter Sharon. Had a chance to meet Mrs. Robinson years ago. What a lovely lady.
Grounded to Jeter. And a 1-2-3 inning for Ivan Nova. Rangers go down in order. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Rangers 2-1 over the Yanks. Line quiz. So, Kenny, you know 3 of the 4 people in the Hall of Fame with the last name Robinson. Who do you know?
Jackie,
Frank.
Brooks, and Frank.
All right, so who's number 4?
Wilbert. Oh, Wilbert. He was the manager of the Dodgers years ago.
Alex Rodriguez will lead off against Matt Harrison. Low. Rodriguez wrapped into a 5-4-3 double play in the first inning.
Yeah, he did so on a 3-1 changeup thrown by Matt Harrison. Made a good pitch, got Alex out in front.
Oh, did that get Torrealba? And that doesn't feel good on any day, particularly on a somewhat brisk night.
Let's see where this gets him on the shin guard. You heard that right on the knee. Oh, my goodness. Now, years ago, catchers actually caught without shin guards. And I'm trying to think of who the catcher was who got credited with inventing the shin guard.
Roger Bresnahan.
You're right.
Strike. I can't remember what I ate yesterday, but for that reason, something Roger Bresnahan comes into my head.
Shin guards. I want to say he was with the Giants.
Yep.
At the time, the New York Giants. How can they catch without shin guards? And before that, they didn't have masks. And the mask was invented by a catcher at Harvard University.
See, they're smart.
Yeah. I think he went on to become a dentist.
But he should have invented the mask. He'd have more clients. By the way, when Wilbert Robinson managed the Dodgers, they were the Brooklyn Robins.
Yeah.
And they became the Dodgers, the Trolley Dodgers. As Alex Rodriguez worked the walk. There were trolley cars for you younger viewers. There were trolley cars in New York. And
certainly in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, you'd have to dodge out of the way so you didn't get hit by the trolley cars coming by. And the Trolley Dodgers became the Dodgers.
Who became the Los Angeles Dodgers.
So Alex is on first. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Texas 2-1 over the Yankees.
The Dodgers have now played more games in Los Angeles than they played in Brooklyn. That happened a few years back, too.
And that means Vince Scully has announced more games in L.A. than he did in Brooklyn.
Sure.
Chop towards second. There's one. And there's two. Kinsler stayed with a tough hop to turn that 4-6-3. That is the third double play.
Yeah, I was going to say third time that Harrison has helped himself out via the double play ball. Leadoff walk erased, and you're right, Mike. This is a tough hop. Stays with it. Got a little glove, got a little belt, but got a double play.
So 2 down. That's going to bring up Andrew Jones. Shows bunt, takes pitch low. Back again tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Hope you can join us here on Yes. And then on Sunday, it's on ESPN at 8 o'clock. But right after the game, Yankee extra innings, and we'll have all the coverage. Shows bunt again, takes inside.
Freddie Garcia is scheduled to pitch tomorrow.
First start.
And he will draw another left-hander, Derek Holland. He's been pitching very well for these Texas Rangers.
Why don't we officially take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers? Brought to you by Verizon Fios. Get the ultimate entertainment on the Ultimate Network. Fios, a network ahead. Freddie Garcia, just a relief appearance against the Red Sox. And Derek Holland, 2-0, 2.25. And our coverage begins at noon. We're ready right here on Yes. 2-2.
Looks like Andrew Jones chased the pitch out of the zone. He didn't get cheated on the swing, though. Jones with 1 homer this year. That broke a tie with one of the all-time Dodger greats, Duke Snider.
Popped up. Moreland makes the play. And that's going to do it, as the double play, as Kenny mentioned, helps Harrison out one more time. We go to the 5th. 2-1 Rangers. Want to remind everybody to join Yankees Universe. This is important. Listen up. The New York Yankees official fan club is where you can connect to other fans and the Yankees via a members-only website. Now, members enjoy exclusive benefits, including a subscription to MLB Game Day audio. Other benefits increased based on the tier of membership selected. Now, a portion of the proceeds are donated to Memorial Sloan Kettering, benefiting pediatric cancer research. It's a great cause. So please join Yankees Universe today by calling 800-GO-YANKEES or visiting Yankees.com/Yankees Universe, and you can get really good stuff if you hit certain tiers, and we'll show you some of the stuff. How about this? Yeah. Kenny, for some reason, has the pink shirt, and I have the blue Yankees Universe. and you'll get one of the Yankee yearbook.
Pink is cool.
The Yankee Stadium retrospective. You can get a Yankee Universe card where you get a 10% discount off all Yankee clubhouse shops and 10% discount on food and stuff from Hard Rock Cafe at Yankee Stadium. Really, really good stuff, and the tiers increase, and it's an unbelievably good cause. We don't have to sell that. There's a $41.95 package, a rookie package geared to the younger fans, and the MVP package is $2.95, and it includes 2 field-level tickets to a select regular season game here at the stadium. It's hard to pass up that offer, and all I have to tell you again, it benefits Memorial Sloan Kettering and pediatric cancer research. And unbelievable causes, and you get a gift out of it, so go for it. Really great thing. Moreland walks to open the inning, then a bunt by Bourbon. On the Acela scoreboard, it's 2-1 Texas. 4 walks for Nova, and that's a new career high for him.
That is the second leadoff walk he's had in the game. Bourbon, of course, has excellent speed. A-Rod well in on the grass at third. In this regard, trying to sacrifice the runner over if the sign is still on, kind of reminds you of Brett Gardner. The pressure's always on to get it out on a sacrifice bunt, because when he gets it down, he hustles down the line and puts a lot of pressure on the fielders, just the same way that the Gardner does. It's a good look at A-Rod. Almost shake hands with Bourbon. Got to throw strikes.
Not a great ratio, 50-50, 70 pitches.
Kind of belies the skills of Bourbon. He's a pretty good bunter. 8 sack bunts last year. He also had 17 bunt base hits. I don't suspect he would be bunting now with 2 strikes.
Grounded foul.
Talk about the firepower of the Rangers. You see Moreland at first base. We have a note here, Michael, that Moreland was the last rookie. Last year he started every game of the World Series, and the previous rookie to do that was 1947, and it was Jackie Robinson, who started all 7 games of the World Series against the Yankees. The World Series that the Yankees won in 7 games.
I think that stat, though, is the last rookie that started first base.
First base, yeah, that's what I meant.
Right. A lot of Dodger fans might not remember that because they think of Jackie as a second baseman, but his first year he was the first baseman. 2-2. That got Bourbon. That'll slow him down, and he is hopping his way toward first base. And Larry Rothschild's going to come out and talk with Nova. Time for another look at tonight's Toyota Text poll. Again, the question was, which player's recent injury will leave the greatest impact on his team? You've been texting us at 58772, and here's how you voted. I think we might have swayed the voters. 76% say it's Joe Mauer. Although history would say that that's what happened because they didn't have Hamilton for long stretch last year, and they played very well.
So wasn't it a few years ago that Maurer missed the first month and still was the MVP?
Yep.
Yeah. Nova not as sharp tonight as we've seen him in the past with the 4 walks and now a hit batter. He's only had 1-1-2-3 inning. And now he sets up Ian Kinsler for a possible sacrifice bunt. See how Ron Washington wants to play this. Manager to coach to player. Sometimes there can be miscommunication, usually between the third base coach and the hitter.
Breaking ball strike. Nova struggles second time through, and particularly after that as well, and that's been the trend in his short major league career. And I talked to Larry Rothschild about it, and he said he felt that it was more mental than wearing down. The 0-2. Oh, a nice stop by Russell Martin, but not good enough to stop the runners from moving up. He kept it from getting behind him, but it trickled away enough that Moreland moved to third and Bourbon to second.
Watch this stop. I mean, he's more like a first baseman than a catcher. Knocks it down, and if he had gotten it just as he reached for it the first time, I believe he had a play on Moreland at third. But watch, he has to reach for it again as the ball rolls further away. That enables the runners to move up 90 feet. Moreland to third, Bourbon to second. So no need for the sacrifice.
1-2. Soft ground ball to short. That's going to score a run. Throw across the diamond. A nice backhanded scoop by Teixeira. So an RBI for Kinsler, and it's 3-1 Rangers as Bourbon stays put at second. So the wild pitch was costly.
Broken bat off the end of the bat. Looked like a changeup. Had him out in front, but Moreland scores from third. As you said it, Teixeira with a great pick at first base. It was not an easy play. Made it look easy, but it wasn't. These are the type of plays you almost take for granted with him.
That's why he won the Gold Glove.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting battle this year. The Red Sox just announced today that they signed Adrian Gonzalez to a 7-year deal. David Robertson gets ready in the bullpen. 7 years, 154, which was pretty much agreed upon earlier. The numbers in essence, but they announce it now, so it doesn't count against the tax this year. And Gonzalez is an exemplary first baseman as well. See who gets the Gold Glove this year.
During the Orioles series, the recent series here, Derek Lee saved a few errors for the Oriole infielders. Some nice scoops. And he's won a Gold Glove in the past, albeit in the National League.
There's some good first basemen defensively in the American League.
Hasn't Morneau won a Gold Glove?
Yeah, Morneau's good. Paul Konerko can pick it.
Yeah.
Count 1 and 2 on Andrus. 81 pitches so far for Nova. Two and 2.
Watch Nova pitch, you're always looking to see how many ground ball outs he gets, and he's been getting his share tonight. Only one fly ball to the outfield. That was Bourbon with a fly ball to center in the third inning. But it's the walks that have gotten him in trouble tonight and put men on base for the Rangers, and they've helped themselves along in this particular inning with a wild pitch, hit batter, and a walk. They don't have a hit this inning, but they have a run.
Count full. 3-2. He walked him.
Well, now it's time to check out the Home Depot hitter scouting report, and it's about this man in the box right now. Michael Young, longtime Texas Ranger, 6-time All-Star. In fact, he made the All-Star team 6 years in a row. That streak was broken last year. And now 353 doubles makes him the all-time leader in Texas Ranger history. He has one more than Pudge Rodriguez. And since 2003, let's give him one more hit. He's got 1,619 hits. And only one player has had more hits than him since 2003. And that's Ichiro. And here's our doubles list to back that up. Young, Rodriguez, Palmeiro, Gonzalez, and Greer. Some pretty good hitters on that list.
Michael Young hammers one through the left side of the infield, a base hit. Bourbon rounds third. He's trying to score. The throw is not in time. It's an RBI single for Young. And now Texas leads 4-1.
Well, with all the walks, eventually you have to come in with a strike, and Michael Young was waiting. It looked like a high pit man. He got on top of this. Rushed it through the infield. And Andrew Jones with the throw to the plate, not in time. And that's it for Nova.
Well, this doesn't mean doom and gloom for the Yankees. In 4 of the Yankees' last 6 games, the starter has not been able to complete the 5th inning, and they still win some of those.
Music and computer world, and by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees.
Well, the Yankees make the call to the bullpen, and they bring in David Robertson, and Robertson's been perfect so far. And the call to the bullpen, as always, brought to you by our good friends at AT&T. And we mentioned as we were going to break, you don't want to make the call this often, this early. And that's one of the reasons I felt, Kenny, that they were so proactive with the Phil Hughes situation. With Hughes followed by Nova in the rotation, you can't have Hughes not give you length and then have the youngsters follow after that and then Freddie Garcia after that. You can't keep using your bullpen 4 innings a night.
No, because all of a sudden you'll have that Scranton Wilkes-Barre Express that heated up and be shipping pitchers in to work out of the bullpen for you.
So David Robertson comes on.
Nova tonight, it was the base on balls. And he walked more batters tonight than he gave hits to. Only 4 hits, 5 walks. Hit batter. A walk and a hit batter have scored this inning.
Martin blocks it. But again, both runners are able to advance. He's getting a workout back there.
That is another wild pitch. Second one this inning. And the second time that 2 runners advance. Andrus goes to third. Michael Young moves to second. And Russell Martin scrambled.
Yankees bring the infield in. They want to stop it right here at 4-1. Dangerous against Beltre. Elvis Andrus has to get out of the way, and then he looks to Beltre and points toward fair territory. I said, no, that way.
That's why you always taught the lead in foul territory. If you hit the ball, if you are hit with the ball in foul territory, it's a foul ball. If you hit with the ball in fair territory, you are out.
And that makes it hurt worse.
Even more so when your manager's yelling at you after that too. That's like icing on the cake.
It'll definitely be icing on the legs. Last night the bullpen was great. Colon came in and just shut the Orioles down. Then Chamberlain made a great defensive play and looked sharp, threw 98 miles an hour on one pitch. And then Rivera, a perfect inning to get the win. Runners in scoring position. Beltre so far this year is just 1 for 14. A little surprised that the Rangers made the run at Beltre. A lot of people thought that the Angels were going to put in the big bid. But Texas swooped in and signed him.
I think Texas wanted to upgrade their defense at third base. Possibly shift Michael Young to first.
2-2. Another block by Martin. Martin is getting banged up back there. He's the only catcher in baseball that has played every inning of every game. In fact, Gustavo Molina, the Yankees' backup catcher, is the only player in baseball that was on the roster on opening day and has not played one inning of a game. And he's supposed to catch tomorrow, day game after the night game. They'll finally give Russell Martin a little bit of a blow. There's Gustavo. Popped up. Jones makes the play. Too shallow to try to score for Andrus. So Beltre now 1 for 15 with runners in scoring position.
If that ball had went as far as it went straight up, it would have been deep enough for a sacrifice fly. So that tells you got good wood on it. You just got underneath it.
Here's Nelson Cruz. He's 1 for 2. Count 1-0. Count 2-0. Cruz good numbers with runners in scoring position, 4 for 10. Yankees, of course, with 2 outs, play the infield back, the 2-0. Not giving Cruz much the hit we gave to Murphy on that.
Yeah, it could be afford to be a little careful here with Cruz, who is, although Murphy's a good hitter, Cruz is known as an RBI hitter, RBI man. He might get the green light here. Just don't throw him a cookie down the middle.
Cruz homered off Robertson in Game 6 of the ALCS last year. And he did swing.
He was thinking about it.
fastball at 93 there. Went from 91 to 93.
Got it in on the inner third, and Cruz a little late on that one. A little tardy.
And that one's off the glove of Martin. And a run will score as Andrus slides across the plate. Moving to third is Young. Walking is Cruz, and the Yankees now trail 5-1.
Wild pitch. Will score yet another run. Russell Martin has had a workout tonight.
3 wild pitches this inning.
And there is Andrus scoring easily, not even a throw to the plate.
This game teetering right now on getting away from the Yankees. Especially the way Harrison has been pitching this year. In his first couple of starts. Strike.
It's been one of those wild innings.
1 hit, 3 walks, 1 hit batter, 3 wild pitches, and 3 runs scored. This one does not go on one of those Tommy Mansky tapes.
You still make those?
I think the CDs now.
The CDs?
The 0-2. Hector Noesi warming up. Strike 3. Murphy down looking. Sloppy inning though, as the Rangers get 3 runs on just 1 hit. They lead 5-1. We're halfway through. Every Yankees game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Well, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. On the Acela scoreboard, it's 5-1 Texas. And it'll be the bottom third of the Yankee order, starting with Jorge Posada. 1-0.
Now, Matt Harrison has made a couple of starts this year. In each start, he's given up just 1 run in 7 innings.
I wonder if something is wrong with Posada's neck. He keeps jerking his neck, and then he's rubbing it as well. And he keeps jerking his neck back and forth. And now he's talking to the home plate umpire, who's giving him a little time.
Yeah, it appeared.
Yeah, there's something up.
Stiff neck, strained it somehow. See if it affects his at bat.
Boone Logan throwing. Harrison certainly not testing him. He's not giving him anything to swing at. And the 3-0. He walked him.
Is that a sympathy walk?
Let's see if they pinch run for Posada. Doesn't look like anybody's coming out, so they'll keep him there at first. Let's see if he's still doing it. That could just be one of those 40-year-old aches. You don't get those when you're 25.
I don't get those anymore either.
5 straight balls by Harrison. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees.
About this time in last night's game against Baltimore, where the Yankees offense started to come alive. They were down 5-0 and came back to win 6-5 in 10. That's something you don't want to rely on every single night, coming from that far behind.
Another one out of the zone, 6 in a row. When your team puts up a crooked number, you don't want to give up any runs the next half inning. Harrison struggling right now. Rip foul.
You know, I don't know if we've shown. There's Mike Maddox, pitching coach of the Texas Rangers, has done such a fine job getting his staff off with the best earned run average in the major leagues. At this point, he doesn't seem too concerned. He has seen his young pitchers answer the bell and answer it well this year.
3-1.
Tried to change up. This could be one of the case of a young pitcher, Michael. We've talked about it in the past, getting to the 5th inning. This is the inning. If I can get through this inning, I can get a win. And sometimes the ball is a little heavier, or you choke it a little more than you should, or you try and throw it a little harder. And all of a sudden, you get yourself in a jam. The inning of decision.
Right by him. Climbed up to 94. And overpowered Martin for strike 3.
Yeah, that's where a changeup really helps, because all of a sudden fastball looks that much quicker. And he throws it upstairs, just blew it right on by Russell Martin. Tied him up and in with a good fastball. And that is the first, make that the second strikeout of the night for Matt Harrison.
Here's Granderson, scored the Yankees' only run. He reached on an E9. A drive into right center that was dropped by Cruz. There's a strike. And then he came around to score on Nick Swisher's RBI single. at bat.
One thing that Harrison has done here, after the leadoff walk to Posada, he's really picked up the pace. I mean, he's not fooling around. He's coming right after these Yankee hitters. He did with Martin, eventually fell behind, but came right back and struck him out. Now he jumps ahead of Granderson.
Now 2-2. Stays alive.
The Rangers are actually playing Granderson in the outfield to hit the ball the other way. Nelson Cruz has a lot of room to cover to the right of second base. I know Bourbon is fast, but we've seen Granderson pull the ball with authority to right field against the best fastballs as a pitcher makes a mistake with it.
Hot shot up the middle. Does it squeak through? No, it's grabbed by Andrus. He fires to first. Not in time. Andrus showing a lot of range, but Granderson gets the infield single.
Well, we've seen Andrus' range during the course of last year. A couple of years ago, he's runner-up to Rookie of the Year, Andrew Bailey. Turns and throws, not in time to get the speedy Granderson. Bailey, of course, relief pitcher for the Oakland A's, a closer. He's got one of those winter hats on, Michael. It's springtime.
It's not Arlington. I think that's the issue.
Yeah, you're right about that. I think when Texas opened their season, it was a balmy 86 degrees in Arlington.
That's a cold front for Texas.
It will be when July rolls around.
I'll tell you what, though, Kenny, I was in Dallas for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you can't be colder than that.
You could have been in New Hampshire.
You could have been in Antarctica.
Yeah, okay.
And they had no idea how to deal with ice. I mean, unless it's in a drink, they have no idea how to deal with ice. They were putting dirt on it. They had no idea about salt on dirt. I'm telling you, it was an ice storm, and then the roads were covered the entire week. They never cleared them.
They were waiting for spring.
It had a very apocalyptic feel to it because I think Super Bowl Sunday was like 65 degrees. And the Monday of that week it was like -12.
Where do you get temperature swings like that?
Dallas, Texas. Everything's big in Dallas. The 1-0. Strike, 1-1. So the Yankees trying to mount a little bit of a rally here, get back in this. They're trailing 5-1. Yesterday they were down 5-0 and ended up winning the game 6-5. But lurking on this Ranger team is a closer who comes in and throws heat. Neftali Feliz. 1-1. Grabbed there by Harrison. Nice play. Fires high. Throw to first. Got him. Oh, what a play by Andrus. Pulling down the high throw and then getting off the throw to first to just nip Jeter. No runs a hit. No errors because of this double play. One man left on base. We played 5-1 Texas. Stadium. Coverage starts at noon with Audi batting practice today, followed by the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then Kenny and I are back to bring you all the action from the Bronx. Rangers Yankees tomorrow at noon, only on Yes. Well, we go to the 6th, and Kenny, I got to tell you what, that was some play by Andrus to pull down that high throw and complete the double play.
Yeah, very athletic, very acrobatic. He is going to be the premier shortstop in this league, if not already, with his ability, his range, his strong throwing arm. He's going to become a better hitter. The throw from Harrison here, he almost launched it into the outfield. Up, down, and then the strong throw to complete the double play. Hat and all. Just 22 years old.
Boone Logan. Yankees need to straighten him out. With the injury now to Feliciano probably knocking him out for the year, they need Logan to be a dominating lefty. And he needs work. Torrealba leads off. Off speed, swung and a miss.
Logan's going to get a couple left-handed hitters scheduled next in the order for Texas. Got Moreland and then Bourbon, and it'll be a good test for Logan to work on his style of left-handed batters. There's Mitch Moreland.
Punched out toward right field, giving Chase Swisher, and he makes a play on the run. This is Logan's first outing since he pitched Sunday in Boston. Rangers lead the Yankees. Moreland 0 for 1 with a walk. And the pitch. Count 1-0. Down the right field line.
Michael, you talked about how well Josh Hamilton hit in the ALCS, but the overall leader in hitting in the postseason for the Texas Rangers was Mitch Moreland. He hit 348 in the postseason. And right now he's riding a 7-game hitting streak.
The 1-2. And the count 3-2. And these are the batters that Logan has to get. Last year, he was dominating for the Yankees when Marte went down. This year, he's having trouble commanding his slider. And if you just leave him with the fastball, he's not that effective. He needs the slider. That was the fastball right there.
We were talking about Moreland and what he did. When you think about it, he kind of got first base. Chris Davis, who got recalled because Hamilton went on the DL, was sent to the minors. Justin Smoke came up. They traded him to Seattle. And Moreland came along and did a decent job.
And Logan walks Moreland. And this is what's been problematic with Boone Logan this year. Mike Harkey writes that down, probably says not good. And Larry Rothschild knows he has to fix Logan. Brian Cashman was very forthright yesterday when they announced that Feliciano had a serious shoulder problem. He said, I'm going to try to get a lefty. He goes, it's not going to be easy, and I might not do it. He said, I'll try. But there's not a lot out there, Kenny. Well, especially this early.
Well, you're looking for quality, too.
Yeah.
You're looking for somebody who can actually get people out, and you're not wishing and hoping every time they come into the game.
Left-handers have had 9 plate appearances against Boom Logan this year. And they've managed 3 hits and 3 walks in those 9 plate appearances. So an on-base percentage of .667.
Yeah, that was not him last year.
No, he was automatic almost. And I remember the game he came of age was against his former team, the White Sox, and he threw like 97 miles an hour. And there's a slider that he can't command.
So you don't have to throw every slider for a strike, because sometimes the hitters will chase him, but they're not going to chase the one that's, you know, abruptly out of the strike zone.
Runner goes. Fouled off. Now the Yankees have a lefty in the minors that you might remember from his time with the Kansas City Royals, Andrew Sisco. And both Joe Girardi and Brian Cashman have been asked about Sisco, and his velocity is down as well. And he's not quite ready to be up here if he's throwing at that velocity. Popped up as Logan will retire the lefty Bourbon for the second out.
Now, Sisco has major league experience. I believe we've seen him with Kansas City. Yeah. The Yankee pitchers have walked 7 Ranger batters, which is always a formula for things to go wrong.
Soft ground ball up the middle. Jeter flips to Cano, and they just get the out at second base on Mitch Moreland. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Time now for a word from our friends at the Fox Business Network. Sonic Vieira. Nick Swisher's had a good night, 2 for 2, driven in the Yankees' only run. Derek Jeter's picked up a hit, and Curtis Granderson has picked up a hit. That's it. A couple of walks to Jorge Posada, also a walk to Alex Rodriguez.
Well, he told you that so far this year, as Stevie Donahue, assistant head of athletic training, talking with Joe Girardi. And I wonder if it has something to do with Jorge Posada, maybe.
Well, Jorge's up later on. A couple guys have to get on before we see if they actually sent him out. Newest Yankee, Lance Pendleton, is warming. He came up to replace Phil Hughes on the 25-man roster. And a strike.
Look out. Oof. Bad memories. Jackknife switch gets out of the way. Be surprised how quickly you can move when danger is imminent.
Ground ball is short. A double clutch, but still gets him for the first out.
You notice after that fastball moved him off the plate the way it did, he came right back with a changeup down and away, got to push out in front. So that shows you how not really what you would call a brush back pitch, made him uncomfortable with the pitch inside, came back with a changeup, got the ground out.
High pop-up. And Torrealba makes the play for the second out.
Both outs on changeups. It's been a good pitch for Harrison today. Watch the swing. The swing usually tells you. You can see that he's out in front, pops it straight up. Trying to keep the hands back, but can't keep them back far enough. And ball straight up to Silo. Earlier in the game, Harrison got A-Rod to ground into a double play on a changeup.
Strike Alex. Alex is wrapped into a double play and walked. Count 1-2.
Alex with a 4-game hitting streak coming in. We're talking about all-time lists. 4 more to tie Carl Yastrzemski. (1,844 runs batted in).
Soft ground ball up the middle. Kinsler is there. And a 1-2-3 inning for Matt Harrison against the Yankees. Let's go to the 7th here at the stadium. And the Rangers lead 5-1. By Panasonic Vieira. Michael Young's had a good game. 2 for 3, a double, 2 ribbies, 2 runs scored for Andrus, 2 walks and a ribby for Kinsler. A lot of production there, counting for 5 runs. Some sloppiness by the Yankees, and you see the bottom of the order, the walk, the 2 walks, the run, the hit by pitch, and that was the 3-run 5th inning that kind of broke it open to this point.
Yeah, it doesn't even show the wild pitches on there, and that's helped move the runners along.
Well, we get to see a major league debut right now. Lance Pendleton, 27 years old. He's been in the Yankee minor league system since 2005, and that's what he did so far this year at Scranton Wilkes-Barre. Interesting story. When a team doesn't put you on the 40-man roster, after 6 years you get to be in the Rule 5 draft, and the team has to take you. And if they keep you, they can obviously keep you. If not, they offer you back to the team because they can't just send you down to the minor leagues. Pendleton was thrilled during the winter. His hometown Houston Astros took him. And in spring training, though, it wasn't good. 7 2/3 innings, 9 hits, and 8 walks, and they returned him to the New York Yankees. And here he is now in the big leagues, and that's his first big league pitch. Cadillac scoreboard, 5-4 Texas over the 5-1 Texas over the Yankees.
You know, but sometimes when you get returned, that tells the team that you're returned to somebody else likes you. There must be a reason why some of their scouts must have liked you. So maybe it opens the original team's eyes a little bit more.
Well, here he is in the big leagues. Fastball, curve, slider, has a change, all your standard pitches, and nothing that jumps out at you, nothing of a high quality that would rocket you to the big leagues. And here he is at 27, first time he's up here. In 2005, he was with the Staten Island Yankees. In 2006, he had Tommy John surgery, and that kind of slowed him down a bit. His heart must be beating a mile a minute right now. The 2-2. Nice way to start your big league career.
Made Elvis leave the building. Well, kind of. Leave the field. Looked like a high fastball. Yeah, Andrus swings right through it. And they're going to save the ball for him. Roll it over to the dugout. So have a nice souvenir. The first major league hitter he faced, he strikes out.
Nice breaking ball for a strike to Michael Young. Working quickly and throwing strikes.
Gene Monahan has the ball, and it'll be a keepsake for young Mr. Pendleton. There's the ball going out of play.
Gene's been doing that since 1973 when he became the Yankee trainer. He marks up the baseball, and his writing is on a lot of mantles around this country. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he did.
You think about all the milestones you saw across the street at the old Yankee Stadium and now here at the new Yankee Stadium, and how many of those have Gene's handwriting on those baseballs?
Breaking ball. Hopefully he got a chance today to call his family, and they're watching wherever they are and seeing a dream realized. Strike 3. Pendleton painting the outside corner. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. He's probably thinking, what took me so long to get up here?
Well, he just struck out a hitter that gone 2 for 3 tonight and driven in a run, and one of the best hitters in the game. You're right, painted outside corner. Michael Young knew it, heads right back to the dugout. Knee high on the corner.
Here's Adrian Beltre. Puts that one into play. But a pop-up to right center, and Granderson makes a play, and Lance Pendleton in his big league debut retires 2, 3, and 4 in one of the hardest lineups in baseball, and he got a little bit of a smile, and why not? Through 6.5 time for the 7th inning stretch. Rangers lead the Yankees 5-1, but let's stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land of
There are only 2 wins against the Yankees. Right now on the Cadillac scoreboard, bottom of the 7th, the Yankees have some ground to make up. They're down 5-1 to the Texas Rangers. That must have been a fun inning for Mr. Pendleton.
Wow. You think back to probably the pitching since Little League, maybe before that. Waiting for this moment. And it becomes magical with 2 strikeouts and a flyout, and relatively easy 1, 2, 3 inning.
Pitch to Cano. There's a strike. Jorge Posada, who we thought was having a problem with his neck, is going to bat. Hot shot, base hit. Bourbon gets the ball in quickly, and Cano leads up to 7th with a single.
Robinson Cano with a 7-game hitting streak, and this was a BB. Ripped towards the gap in right center field. And here's that Cano swing that has produced more hits than any second baseman since he came up to the big leagues. Oh, yes, Mo.
Here's Andrew Jones, 0 for 2, lined out to second and fouled out to first. 1-0. Grounded right back to Harrison. Will it be another double play? Yes, it will. Yankees have hit into 5 double plays.
Every time he needs one, he flips that changeup up there and gets a hitter out in front. He gets a ground ball.
Harrison trying to go 3-0. Posada lost one deep to right center field. Cruz catches this one for the final out of the 7th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and because of the double play, nobody left. We go to the 8th. It's 5-1 Rangers. And that's not a recipe for scoring runs.
Yeah, each and every time they seem to get something going, it was erased because of the double plays. A-Rod hits into one. 5 times. Yankee rallies are squelched. Jeter with a rocket. Nice play by Andrus in the middle. And once again, Andrew Jones. Andrus in the middle once again. A double play. 5 times. Double plays. Yankees have only had 3 fly ball outs.
Strange stats. 5 double plays, 3 wild pitches all in 1 inning.
Yeah.
And 7 walks allowed. Not a clean game. Pendleton deals to Cruz, and a swing and a miss. Popped up. Russell Martin makes the play. Pendleton has started and also relieving now. Tonight throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. You can text your vote to 58772, or you can vote online at yesnetwork.com. Now tonight's candidates are number 1, Matt Harrison, number 2, Michael Young, number 3, Nick Swisher, number 4, Elvis Andrus. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. David Murphy takes pitch low. Now, if you're wondering what's the most double plays ever grounded into in a 9-inning game, it's 7 by the Giants against the Astros on May 4th in 1969. So the Yankees have 5 with 2 innings to go.
Last inning, when the leadoff man got on for the Yankees, I thought the Rangers bullpen was moving around a bit, but maybe they're just doing it to get things circulating out there. A little chilly, but still nobody warming up, so it appears that Mr. Harrison's going to stay in this ball game.
Over the winter, the Yankees had 2 players taken in the Rule 5 draft, and both players were returned. One was Pendleton, the other one was right-hander George Contos, also put into the Scranton Wilkes-Barre bullpen. I think the way it goes, the last time I checked, I don't know if they've increased the price. If you take a player as a Rule 5 pick from a team, you have to pay that team $50,000.
It's been that way for quite a while. You're right.
And then if you give the player back, you get $25,000 of it back. So you got $25,000 for a look-see, as that one was a fly ball to Andrew Jones to retire David Murphy.
Yeah, but if you like the player and you keep him, he has to stay on the roster the whole year.
Yes. If you try to send him to the minors, you have to offer him back to the team.
I'm trying to think of a Rule 5 player that really paid off. I believe one of the best ever was George Bell.
George Bell,
yeah.
Blue Jays. Yeah.
They got him from the Phillies, and he eventually became an MVP of the Toronto Blue Jays in 1987. But before it was actually called the Rule 5 draft, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Pittsburgh Pirates selected Roberto Clemente from the Dodgers. And it wasn't called Rule 5 in those days. And he, of course, went on to become one of the best ball players in history.
Well, Pendleton looks like he's going to retire his first 6 major league hitters as Torrey Alba grounds to short. So again, the Rangers go down 1-2-3, and we go to the bottom of the 8th, 5-1 Texas.
And a unique look at Jackie Robinson from years ago. Jackie, of course, a Hall of Fame player, Rookie of the Year. The Rookie of the Year award is now named the Jackie Robinson Award. And his Dodger teammates celebrating what looked like, I don't know if they call them walk-offs in those days, but that's exactly what it looked like to happen back in the late 40s, early 50s.
Number 42. Russell Martin leads off the bottom of the 8th. Harrison still in there.
I've been impressed by Matt Harrison. I don't know you, Michael, but all of a sudden the Rangers bullpen getting going. Double D's out there. Darren Oliver and Darren O'Day.
Two more successful Rule 5 draft picks came up with. Johan Santana.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
And Dan Uggla, who was a Rule 5 for the Marlins from the Diamondbacks.
Okay.
Count 1-2. Yankees running out of time. They're down 5-1, bottom of the 8th inning.
You're talking about Harrison's pitching thus far this year. The run he's given up tonight is an unearned run as a result of an error in right field.
Look at the economy of some of the innings with single-digit pitch counts in a lot of those innings. And Kenny, the run he gave up, unearned.
Yeah.
And Harrison has completed at least 7 innings in all 3 of his starts. Curtis Granderson has scored the only run in the 3rd inning. He had a deep drive to right center. It was run down by Nelson Cruz, and it hit off the heel of his glove and dropped to the grass. And Granderson was on second. They did not give a double, E9, and then he scored a batter later. Nick Swisher's single up the middle, and that's it. That's the scoring in this game.
Harrison with his effort tonight. You mentioned the unearned run. Now his ERA for the season is 0.84. So he has been dealing.
That one's driven deep to right center field. There it goes. See ya! A long home run off the bat of Granderson. And it's 5-2 Rangers. That was an earned run.
Well, Michael, you mentioned it earlier. Granderson had 2 home runs this year, both of them off lefties, now 3. All 3 of them against left-handed pitching. This ball is tagged. That was a no-doubter. Woo.
That was some shot. There's Derek Jeter. Off speed, pitch outside. Let's take a look at the Coors Light cold hard blast.
Deep into the 9th here in the Bronx. The Yankees have actually out-hit the Rangers 6-4 in this game. The trail on the scoreboard.
Well, the walks, the wild pitches, that certainly has not helped. Harrison deals the 1-1. Ground ball right side. Knocked down by Kinsler. And Jeter gets an infield hit. So the Yankees showing signs of life. Jeter, his 2nd hit of the night.
Kinsler with the all-out dive knocks it down, and I thought he might have been better off holding on to the ball because he might have thrown it away. Being aggressive. Jeter has an infield hit, second of the night. Yankees need one more base runner here to make things interesting.
Well, Nick Swisher's been red hot from the right side. Today he has 2 hits and 3 at-bats. They have a right-hander up in the bullpen, which would turn Nick around to the left side, but you're also turning him around to the shorter side of the ballpark, so a couple of things to consider.
Swisher's had 13 at-bats this year from the right-hand side of the plate. He's got the hits now. He's got 7 hits, 7 for 13.
Against righties this year, Swisher is 3 for 28. So they stay with Harrison. Count 1-0.
You know, Michael, I think what we're looking at here with you got a lefty and a righty in the bullpen. This is what Nolan Ryan was talking about, what Ron Washington said a couple of springs ago. When you think about taking a pitcher out, let him go just a little bit further than you want to, or than you think you should, so he can work out of his own jam and save your bullpen a little bit. When you think about Nolan Ryan, he didn't come out of many games because he was always 3 strikes away from putting somebody away and getting out of a jam. 100 pitches now for Harrison.
Sneaks a fastball by him there. Swisher thought it was a little bit high.
We get the benefit of a second look, and it was definitely borderline.
From that angle.
Yeah, it looked pretty good from that angle.
Yankees trying to mount their 2nd straight comeback.
Harrison's first 2 starts, he's thrown 108 pitches, and in his second start, he threw 109.
Two and 2. This could be another double play. It is 6 double plays, and that ties the American League record for most in a 9-inning game. Wow. 4-6-3. Kinsler to Andrus to Moreland. Twin killing indeed. Curry are back in the studio for the WB Mason postgame. They'll bring you all the highlights and analysis from tonight, including Joe Girardi's press conference. Plus, Kimberly Jones going to get the reaction from the clubhouse. It's all later on the WB Mason postgame only on Yes. The 6 double plays, as we mentioned, ties an American League record and breaks the Yankee record, which was previously 5. And the Major League record is 7. And the Yankees want to avoid that. I mean, they might just start the runner in the 9th inning just so they don't have to live in infamy hitting into 7 double plays.
You might wonder how he's done it. He's done it with change-ups to get the hitters out in front, get the ground ball that way. And some hitters have been late on the fastball looking for a change-up, and they've hit it on the ground as well.
Grounded foul. That one is lined in the center field. Granderson comes on to make the play. Now the 6 double plays turned by Texas ties a franchise record, which was also done August 2nd of 2006 against the Twins in Minnesota. So far, Lance Pendleton has been splendid. He's faced 7 batters. He's retired all 7 in his Major League debut. You can't ask for much more than that. And now it's going to be 8 in a row as Bourbon flies out to Granderson.
Bourbon's made that a habit tonight. 3rd time he's flown out to Granderson. The other time he was hit by a pitch and scored.
How about waiting since 2005 to have this moment? And as Kenny mentioned, probably dreaming of this moment since he was a little kid in Little League. And he gets on the mound in Yankee Stadium in front of 40,814 people against the American League East champs, and he's dealing. And he deals a strike to Ian Kinsler.
A nice little slider right there. Fastball is pecking at 90. Another breaking ball. Done a good job of keeping the ball out of the middle of the plate for the most part. You got to remember, this is Texas Rangers' first look at him too.
And the 1-2 pitch. He throws with confidence, and when managers and coaches look at a guy, is he afraid to throw strikes? This guy's not afraid to throw strikes. He's throwing the ball over the plate, and he's getting results. The 2-2.
What he's done for Joe Girardi, that means that didn't have to use another pitcher tonight.
Yep. And you don't know how long you're going to get out of Freddie Garcia tomorrow in his first start. Just stayed alive.
And plus it's quick turnaround, day game after night game. So that all those things come into bearing. And this is how, more than just getting people out, this is how Pendleton's helped the team tonight.
Ground ball, grabbed by Jeter. And a nice stretch by Teixeira. And how about that for Lance Pendleton as he retires the Rangers 9 up and 9 down. Last licks coming up for the Yanks. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Jaguar. See how Jaguar outperforms the competition at JaguarPerforms.com. By Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the New York Yankees. And by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Well, Mr. Pendleton can revel in his 3 innings of perfect relief. 9 up and 9 down. He's certainly given the Yankees a chance, but the Yankees have a bit of work ahead of themselves as Neftali Feliz, the hard-throwing right-hander for the Rangers, going to try to close this one out.
Last year's Rookie of the Year in the American League.
Now, one thing they've noticed this year, Kenny, is he's not throwing as hard, but it could be the weather. As you know, guys loosen up a little bit more and throw a little harder as it gets warmer.
Well, his fastball has been clocked at about 100 miles an hour from time to time. He had 40 out of 43 save opportunities last year. That earned him the Rookie of the Year award.
Hey, did you see that Aroldis Chapman, who threw 105 last year, is mysteriously throwing 91 now? Cincinnati Reds, Cuban emigre, and they signed him and he just burst upon the scenes last year.
Is that his changeup?
That's it. He's rearing back and throwing 91.
Yeah.
If you joined us late, there's Phil Hughes put on the DL today with a dead arm, trying to find some lost velocity. And we'll see if the Yankees can get to Neftali Feliz. Matt Harrison won 8 innings. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 in the Yankee order. And the pitch to Teixeira is a strike. 95 miles an hour. Not too bad.
No. You can get by with that.
There's a strike. Now, how about this for a rare statistical blip? The Yankees have hit into 6 double plays, and the double plays have been hit by the number 1 hitter, 2 hitter, 3 hitter, 4 hitter, 5 hitter, and 6 hitter. The 1-2. Dribbled slowly to short right field. Kinsler over to Moreland, 1 away. Here's Alex Rodriguez.
Here's the matchup that ended the ALCS.
With Alex looking at a called 3rd strike.
And the Rangers on their way to their first ever World Series.
That one is driven deep to left center field. Giving chase is Bourbon looking up, and it's off the wall. Alex Rodriguez will get a double.
This one, this got payback. Tried to get in on the fastball moving in. I think Alex thought it was gone, but once again, sometimes in the early season, you get the heavy air, cold air, ball doesn't travel like it will in the midsummer. And this one, not quite out the door. And a 2-base hit.
He continues his hot hitting. So 1 for 3 with a walk today. He's 9 for his last 16. Here's Cano. Kenny mentioned earlier, the Yankees have out-hit the Rangers. They doubled the hit output, 8-4, but they're trailing 5-2. Count 1-0. If you're going to give up 8 hits and only give up 2 runs, that's where the double plays come into play. Gets you out of jams. The 1-0. Check swing. Eric Chavez is on deck. He will pinch hit for Andrew Jones. The 2-0. Fouled away. Little ninth inning magic last night, down by 1, and Posada connects for a game-tying home run. And Posada waiting a couple of batters from now. The 2-1. Throwing a steady 95 stream of milk, and the count 2-2.
Ball had extra life through the zone. Cano thinks he has it squared up and hops over the bat. Can't catch up with it.
Soft ground ball to third. Beltre across the diamond for the second out. And that'll bring up Chavez, pinch hitting for Jones. And there's a lot of feeling between Chavez and the manager of the Texas Rangers. Ron Washington was the infield coach for the Oakland A's when Chavez came up. And he showed Chavez a scouting report that said, this is what they say you can't do well. And Chavez said, yeah, I know. I catch the ball, but I can't throw it that well. And Washington said, we're going to go to work tomorrow, and we're going to fix that. And he said what he fixed the throwing was it's all about footwork. He got his feet in the right place. And Chavez just adores Ron Washington. And he won 6 Gold Gloves with the Oakland A's. But the third one that he won, he gave to Ron Washington. And Ron Washington said that if there was crying in baseball, he would have wept the day he got that glove. He said every time he looks at it, he remembers the special relationship that he has with Eric Chavez and the hard work that they put in together and the appreciation that Chavez showed toward Ron Washington.
He won 6 straight Gold Gloves.
And now Chavez trying to beat Ron Washington. The 0-1. Grounded up the middle, a base hit. Alex Rodriguez will score. It's an RBI pinch hit single for Eric Chavez, and the Yankees are still in this. They trail 5-3.
And now the tying run will come to the plate. Eric Chavez did a good job in the early going. Made the club out of spring training, hit the well in spring, and the Yankees like him because he can play first and third base. And he can also swing the bat.
Last night, drama off the bat of Jorge Posada. Tied the game at 5. And now he's up at the plate with a chance with one swing to tie the game at 5. Brett Gardner is pinch running for Eric Chavez. But that run at first doesn't mean anything. Obviously, they want him to get to second in case of a force. And he's going to go into play left field if the game's tied anyway. Chavez so far in limited duty, which is what he's going to have with the Yankees, is 5 for 10 so far this year.
Some punch off the bench, though.
So they're going to play behind Gardner. They'll give him second. And he's going to take it. And he goes to second on defensive indifference. Posada has 7 hits so far this year, 5 of them home runs. And he sits atop the American League leaderboard in that category with 5 homers. Soriano warming just in case. Posada 0 for 1 lifetime against Neftali Feliz. Well, one characteristic we've seen from this Yankee team early, they don't roll over. They don't quit. They keep battling. Gritty, gutty. No deficit too much. No game too late. And here they are bringing the tying run to the plate in a game that they never really seemed like they were in. The 2-0. There's a strike. Gardner at second, 2 men out. Ranger closer trying to do just that to the game. And now it's 3-1. And on deck, Russell Martin.
Well, Posada has the count his way. Let's see if Feliz catches too much of the plate.
The pitch. He threw him a breaking ball low, and now the tying runs are on base for Russell Martin. And Matt Harrison sweating through this one.
Well, Posada's reputation precedes him. Going to a breaking ball, 3-1, and missed low. Posada wouldn't bite.
Eduardo Nunez is going to pinch run for Posada. That run at first counts. Now, if you look at the Ranger outfielders, they are practically standing on the grand concourse. They don't want anything over their head. An extra base hit with Nunez on first would probably tie the game.
That is commonly called the no doubles defense. Nothing over your head.
Feliz deals. Driven out to right field. It's in the ballpark, though. Cruz calls and makes the play. Ball game. Texas wins this one 5-3. So the Yankees gave their fans a little bit of a thrill. Made a run at it here in the 9th inning, but couldn't get it done. And all the double plays certainly will come back to haunt them as they just fall short in this one and lose to the Texas Rangers by a 5-3 score. Matt Harrison did a great job. He goes to 3-0, but you have to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. We're going to be back to wrap things up. We'll tell you exactly what happened, why it happened, and how it happened. Rangers beat the Yankees 5-3 in the first game of this weekend set.